Morning, everyone. I'm going to take a few minutes today and show you some Originality Reports features that we have available in Google Classroom. Now, we have recently subscribed to Google Workspace Enterprise for schools, so it comes with a few extra features that I might detail at another time. But today I want to focus on Originality Reports. Originality Reports allow us to look at our students' content versus other web searches that may be present to kind of check for plagiarism. And it's also a tool for students to let them know that they might have unintentionally added material to a paper so that they don't, that they forgot to cite to begin with. It's just a good thing to help us, kind of curb some plagiarism issues, as well as a tool for our students to improve their writing and to make sure that they're ethically staying on the right side of the line when it comes to plagiarism. It's going to be in three parts. Neither of them should take very long, but together it might be about 10-15 minutes or so. The first part, I'm going to show you how to turn on Originality Reports. It's very easy when you create an assignment. In the second part, I'm going to show you what the students see as they complete an assignment where Originality Reports are turned in. And then third, I'm going to show you what you can do as the teacher, which will look very similar to the student perspective, but I'm just going to separate it out. But like I said, you'll be able to see what the teacher sees when when assignments are flagged accordingly. Here I am in my Google Classroom as a teacher. You can see in the icon right here, that's my teacher account. Just like I would with any other classwork assignment, classroom, I would go to my create button and create the assignment accordingly, however I want to create it. And what's nice about Originality Reports is we can use it with new assignments, or we could use it with assignments from the past, even if we didn't turn on Originality Reports to begin with. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to reuse a post, and I'm going to use this particular analyzing a character assignment that I created for my cinematography class. So I'm just going to select that and reuse it. So after it recopies the assignment, and here are the details of that assignment accordingly. If I had anything attached to it, or if I want to add anything to it, as far as creating an assignment, there's not a whole lot different. Due dates and topics, so on and so forth. In the bottom right-hand corner of the creation screen, though, you'll see that there's an option to check for plagiarism or check for originality. Right? If that box is checked, right, Originality Reports will be turned on for both teachers and students. You cannot choose it for one or the other. It will just be turned on for both. So students will always have the option to run originality before they actually submit their assignment. Okay. Once again, if anybody else is watching this outside of my district, all Google Workspace accounts have Originality Reports available in Classroom, but unless you subscribe to Enterprise, unless your district subscribes to Enterprise Workspace, then you only get 3 Originality Reports per classroom. So you could turn this on 3 times for each class. Enterprise users have unlimited Originality Reports. So it's one of the big differences, one of the good selling points to enterprise accounts in Google Workspace. So like I said, make sure this box is checked, and it will indeed check for originality. And then you just go ahead and click Assign. And then here's that assignment accordingly. And like I said, that's really it in terms of what teachers have to do in order to enable Originality Reports. What's also nice is that you can go into the assignment And once again, you can turn them on or turn them off at any time. If you go back in to edit the assignment, I can turn it off and they will not be available anymore. Or I can turn them on if I forgot to in the original post. So you always have the option to turn it on or off during the assignment, which is useful. Now this is what a student will see if Originality Reports have been enabled for a particular assignment. Here's the assignment that I just created in that last part, analyzing a character. Once again, there's not a whole lot different from when before any of this existed. Whatever the student needs to do, they'll go to add or create for that particular assignment. I'm going to add it from my Google Drive. Now, I've already pre-created my responses for this particular assignment for this video. So here's those two assignments accordingly. And I have a reason for posting two of them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab both of them and go ahead and insert those in. And just like any other time, those reports or those assignments will be added in there. And as a student, I can turn it in. So what you'll notice right here, though, is that there's a note to the student that says, and the option to run an originality report. I can click on this link right here if I wanted to. Right? But what's also nice is that if the student just, okay, I'm done, and I can go to turn it in, then when they click turn in, there will be a pop-up that says your instructor has enabled Originality Reports, but you haven't checked it yet. So it's telling them that your teacher has opened up this tool, and you should probably take advantage of it, whether you know for a fact that you are comfortable with your writing or not. So, I mean, if they want to, if they know that their report or their assignment is good, they can go ahead and turn it in anyway. Or they may want to go ahead, cancel that, and run that originality report. So they would click on run right here, and another pop-up comes up that tells them that 3 of 3 report runs are available. Right? What this is saying is that the student has basically 3 chances to run this report. And that's just something that's enabled for them per assignment. So as teachers, we can, if you're on Enterprise, like I said in the last part, you can enable originality reports for as many assignments that you want. But the students, on the other hand, only get to run them 3 times for each assignment. So every assignment's individualized in that respect. It's not like they only get to run 3 reports for the entirety of the class. Right? They can run it once, edit their writing, run it again, edit their writing if necessary, and run it for a 3rd and final time if they need to. So in this case, this is the first time I'm running it. I want to go ahead and see what it says for these 2 assignments. And it will process over here. And once again, you'll notice 2 differences, different findings for these 2 assignments. Now, once these originality reports have completed, they will either A, get no matches found, meaning this assignment is pretty much good to go, or they will get a link to view the originality report for that particular assignment. So let's go ahead and open up both of these to show you the difference between them. Okay. And I just want to point out that the response for question number 2 on these 2 assignments is completely different. Right? And in this first one, you see a new FBI profiler, Elizabeth King, so on and so forth. But on this one, while it's answered with a good response, you can see that it's written in original writing, or at least I'll tell you it's original writing right here. Okay? A notorious criminal develops a relationship. So in that respect, that's why you're getting two different responses. So if I were to click on the originality report for this one, right, you can see that it highlighted this particular answer in its entirety. And it aligned it to a web match from ncfsc.com. Truth be told, I actually copied and pasted this this storyline from IMDb, so it's possible that they got it from somewhere other than where Google found it at. But that's neither here nor there. It's still essentially copied and plagiarized from somewhere on the internet. So this gives them the option right now to go in and edit their writing, and it could be completely unintentional as well. They might have just had something that they were kind of restructured slightly, and it's an indication to them that they should cite their material rather than completely rewrite it. In this case, it's blatant plagiarism of the storyline of this particular TV show. So, this is saying, hey, it's going to come up on a teacher's report as well. So, in that respect, they'd want to go in and edit it and reconsider their answer for number 2. Right. But like I said, it could also be as simple as, hey, maybe I should go in and cite this correctly. Also, just take note that the originality report opens up in a completely new tab, so the student can always switch back and forth between them. So go ahead and close that. And like I said, it ultimately still leaves it in the student's hands. They know your expectations better than Google does. Right? Google's just telling them that, hey, there's a match on the internet and you might want to consider revising this in some way, shape, or form. It will not prevent them from turning it in as normal in any way, shape, or form. It ultimately, like I said, leaves it in their hands. If it was edited, that will it's in the student's best interest to go ahead and run it again. And once again, you'll notice that for this particular assignment, that there's 2 report runs available. Right. Once again, every student gets 3 times per assignment to run that originality report. So they can always access the most current one. So that being said, or there is an expiration, I should say, on each originality report. I believe it's 45 days from the original date that it was ran. The originality report is available to the view by clicking on the link right here. But like I said, they have the option to run it multiple times after editing it up to 3 times. And the final part, I'm going to go back to my teacher view and show you what the student the originality report looks like. And it's not much different. It'll be pretty quick. But I'll go ahead and do that in a separate part. Now, once again, this is going to be the teacher view that you see. Now, once again, I'm back in my teacher account. Here's that assignment. I can see that someone has turned this particular assignment in. It's what I did in the last part. So just like I would with any other Google Classroom assignment, I'm going to go ahead and click on the information. I see the test student, B. Wetzel has turned this in. He has 2 attachments to it. I can click on his name. I can see those 2 attachments accordingly. Nothing looks all that different yet. So if I were to click on his submission, here's the grader that has been integrated into Google Classroom. Right. Once again, I see the 2 assignments. Right. The one has no flagged passages whatsoever. Okay. So everything looks kind of good to go here. Right. But once again, if I were to look at this one, obviously, once again, looks very similar, but there has been one flagged passage in this. So as a teacher, this pop-up screen would come up, and once again it's running that report, right, kind of in real time, and kind of gives me the same view that it gave the student to begin with that we saw in the last part, right, with the same web match. Right. And once again, I can compare it to what the web match says. This is what the student wrote. This is what it found on that particular page. So I can see to what extent the student should have cited their material or used original material, so on and so forth. And then as a teacher, I should decide whether or not to have a conference with the student, depending on the severity or the excessiveness of the plagiarism, depending on your personal policies and school policies, we might need to have that conversation. But then again, it might be as simple as, hey, this is a section that you should have cited to begin with. So, like I said, they look very similar in terms of the student view and the teacher view, but once again, just a little bit difference because it appears in the greater section for the assignment. So that's Originality Reports. I hope this is helpful to you and your students. I hope it makes us become a little bit more diligent in checking for original work, as well as helps our students become better writers and more conscious of what plagiarism actually can be, and to cite our work just a little bit more often. Hope it helps. Have a good day.